Are we live? Yeah. Oh, 3, 2, 1. What's up, George? What's going on in the House of Craze tonight?
In the House of Craze tonight, we have a very special guest. Mr. Keith Gleason will be on the show talking to us about his dope books. And we're going to be talking a little bit about community and what that means. We may ruffle some feathers. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, you know, we may ruffle some feathers. Well, with that said, let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze. The Catch the Craze podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man, Vera, and I am what?
George the Dreamer Medina. What's happening, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of Catch the Craze. It is already January 20th. We're getting close to the end of the first month of 2026. What have you been up to? What have you been doing? Have you subscribed? Have you liked? Have you shared the show? We are coming to you live again tonight. And we have a great guest. Mr. Keith Gleason will be joining us in just a few minutes. And we're also going to be talking a little bit about the word community and what an indie community is. What is indie? What is the indie community?
COM Unity.
Let's see. Big shout out to everybody who's already joined us in the chat. What up, Will? Creators Outlets out there. Carrie's out there. Who else? Michael San Martino, Lupons, Dan Price. All everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Word.
Sammy, what you got? I see a little QR code up there. What we got up there?
That QR code is to sign up for the launch of Cosmic Wars, bro.
You innovating,
bro. You know how I am. One step ahead of the game. Yeah. So if you scan and hit that QR code and sign up for the launch of Cosmic Wars coming February 12th, right here on Catch the Craze Live. We're launching on Kickstarter. Issue number 0. I'm bringing it back to the old school. That's how we do. Zeros in the house, right?
Oh, wow. Michael's excited.
Everyone's alienating the donut.
Yo, what up, D? Charles, what's going on? Whoop, whoop.
Yes. So yes, issue 0, Cosmic Wars, is launching on Kickstarter. I am excited about it. It is the first comic book character I've ever created. And it was my first introduction into the indie comic scene back in 2003 with Cosmic Wars. And so it's re-illustrated, rewritten, recreated, rebranded. I'm excited about that. And again, if you sign up and you pledge on day 1, if you don't know, now you know. You all get this 4-inch supersized, maximized Cosmic Guardians Defenders of Freedom sticker, which is massive. It'll be great on your book bag or on your kitchen refrigerator, wherever you want to put it. You become a defender of freedom and you wear that badge with honor. And there's other exciting offers for day 1 backers and all that stuff. So more to come. Head over to hit that link, sign up. Man, I'm excited about this. Here's a special promo, the covers for the book, for the comic book series. So it's coming fast and furious. The day is approaching really quick. I do want to say it's also excited that there's a lot of indie creators that are launching in February, bro. There's a lot. Lori Calcaterra is launching in February. David Howard is launching. John Westhoff, Kevin Davis, Martha Schwartz. So there's going to be a lot of cross promotion as we talk about the indie community. We're going to be doing some cross promoting with some of these indies out there. So I'm excited about that. I'll be talking about that on the show. And you'll be seeing some of my posts mentioning these guys. So, check them out when I post their links. And if you don't already know who they are, you will know because I'll be sharing some of that stuff. So I'm excited about that. So Watercare issue 0, baby. That's right.
Issue 0.
Yes, I'm doing that. I'm also working on a cover for a client. So I'm doing a comic book cover for a client. So that's good. I got the layout approved. Now I'm going to work on the inks and colors. And so that's going. And you and I are getting ready to hit Texoma Comic Con next month. And we're going to hang out with Dan Price and Lori Calcaterra, Bigfoot Knows Karate. And it's going to be dope. And William Russell, he's going to be there. So it'll be a great time. And then LitCon right after that in March, and then in Free Comic Book Day in May. And then that's all I got so far for the year.
Yeah.
You, brother.
See you there, my friend. Yeah, I'm excited about that, man. I look forward. It's become a little tradition now at this point. This is the 3rd year, I think, the show is going on, right? The first year was and so we've done it all 3 years. I head down. It's a good time to catch up with Sam. He'll pick me up at the airport. We'll head down, hit Buc-ee's, head over to Oklahoma, Durant, Oklahoma. So make sure if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, go to Texoma.comic.com or TexomaComicCon.com and grab your tickets for the show. Make sure you show up. A lot of really, really cool indie creators, a lot of really cool stuff on the show. And Chris Hayes does a great job promoting this thing locally. Everybody in the area knows that the show is coming. So a lot of people do show up, especially like on that Saturday. Sunday's a great day. It's a 2-day show. It's just enough.
It's fun.
Or you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. We kill it out there. It's a good time. The show floor is big. It's roomy. You know what I'm saying? So it's a really good time. We hit up the movies, the movie theater one night. We'll go out to dinner with one night with some of the guys that are going to be there. The gals are going to be there. He said, whatever we make at the show, we're putting all in. Word.
Word.
So that's gonna be fun, man. I'll be there next month. This weekend, I'll actually be at a show in Jersey. I'll be walking the floor. It's the what is it? It's a comic. Yeah, it's the something expo. You know what? I should have looked that up before we started talking about it. But yeah, I'll be there. It's January 24th through the 25th. So come check us out in Jersey. Jersey's got a lot of shows, bro. Jersey's got
as soon as they left, all of a sudden Jersey just like exploded with shows. I get all the notices because I follow the Jersey Comic Con community on Facebook, so I get all the updates of all the shows in Jersey. I'm like, damn, you guys suck. You had to wait till I left, huh?
It's called the Garden State Comic Fest Winter Fest, January 24th and 25th at the Sussex County Fairgrounds in Augusta, New Jersey, 37 Plains Road. 2-day show, Saturday and Sunday. On Saturdays from 10:30 to 5, Sundays from 10:30 to 3. So make sure you head out there. Admission only $10, and kids 10 and under are free. So
nice.
Tickets are available at the door. So come check it out. I'll be there, roaming the halls, just catching up with some indie friends that I have out there. J.M. DeSantis will be there. Vaughn Coleman, big shout out to him. He's going to be there. So yeah, it's going to be good. Are you getting? What happened?
Word of caution, all these kids that come in free, make sure you have sanitizer because they like to pick and touch your books. So make sure you clean. I had that happen. The kid was like this. He was in there for a minute and then he grabbed my book. I was like, oh no. And he didn't buy it. I was like, no.
Yo, Michael, I'll be there Saturday, my friend. I'll be there Saturday. Just a 1 day. I think Aniba's going to try to make it out there as well. So it's going to be a little reunion, man. It's going to be fun. It'll be the first show of the year for me. Then I'll head out to you. March, I will be at C2E2. I got my pro badge. They accepted me. Yeah, so I'll be out there. I'll be flying out.
I'm jelly. You got to tell me how that went.
Yeah, I'll be there Saturday and Sunday. It's a 3-day show, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think, no, actually, I'll be there all 3 days. I'll fly out Friday morning and check it out. So C2E2, dude, you have to come to C2E2. I'm not going there to set up. I'm just going to walk the floor. Super Jersey's in April. That's right. We got Super Jersey in April. So that's happening in April. May, I'll probably be in Oakland. I'm actually going to be at a few conventions this year, man. I'm going to try to.
Yeah, you're hitting the streets, bro.
Do some shows. I'm hitting the streets. And also for everybody who pledged to the campaign, and I'm sure you have an update on yours too, Sam, for the campaign for the Kickstarter, for the shameless plug. All the books have gone out. Sam, I'm bringing yours. I will be handing out some to the people that I'm going to see at the show this weekend. But for the most part, they're out. If you haven't received them in the mail, let me know, because I just had a conversation with Sebastian Bonet, big shout out to him, who pledged to the campaign. He never got it. So let me know. You have to let me know, because once we send them out, we don't know. We assume you got them, but we don't know if you did. So if you haven't received your books, please let me know. I shipped. What do you use? I use Pirate Ship, Sam. So they have like a
rates too. You noticed?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So Pirate Ship is great. Pirate Ship is great because it allows you to track the orders. So I'll know if I send it and if it was delivered. At least I see that on my end. And I saw that his was delivered, but he still never received it. Maybe somebody took it from the mail. I don't know. Sometimes people take stuff. I have no idea. So he got jacked. So just please, if you haven't received it, let me know, and we'll figure something out. Maybe send you another package or whatever it is. But and if you have received it, let me know what you thought. Let me know what you thought of the book. That's very important.
Yes, and most of Forbidden is packed. As far as the soft covers are packed, they're gonna go out this weekend. The hardcover, I'm still waiting for, should be delivered this week. So once that comes in, I start packing that, and then everything will be out. So the goal, my commitment was to get it to everybody in January, and I'm delivering on that commitment. So I'm excited about that. There was some snafus with the hardcover and the formatting, and we went back and forth multiple times. But the printer has been very accommodating and patient with my lack of understanding on these large format printing with these new dimensions and stuff. So
Sammy, show them. Do you have a copy of the book there, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Sure. Let them see what it is while Sam goes to grab that book. Also, this week or last week, issue number 4 of The Adventures of Wonder Duck came out, and issue number 5 will be out next month. So make sure you ask your local comic book shops about the book. The Adventures of Wonder Duck is out, so check it out. So what do you got? That's the book. Yeah, that's the book. That's the
book, right? It's a new manga format size. It's fantastic. The quality came out really good. So I'm excited to.
It's a thick book, bro. It's a thick boy.
Yeah, it is. It's big.
Yeah, it's a thick book.
Nice.
How many pages?
200 pages.
200, right? Yeah.
Baby.
Yo, is it heavy? Is it heavy?
Yeah, it is heavy. Yeah, that's part of the expense of the shipping.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you, Pirate, because I got the alert. Yeah, the rates went up, and I was like, oh. You got me again.
Yeah. It's around this time, man. It's around this time.
Yeah. And I think that's, I think by now those who actually use Kickstarter understand that shipping is up and supplies for shipping and all that stuff. So I think sometimes people get sticker shock when they see the cost of some of it, but it's all of that operational stuff that you have to add to the cost of, because we can't control the market. The market keeps changing.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny because like I was shipping my stuff. So I did it in waves, right? Because I don't have a team to package all this stuff. So I did it in waves. And it's crazy how the rates would change from one day to the other.
Yes,
so like one day was one price. I went to package the stuff up and started doing my labels. All of a sudden it was up, whether it was $1, $2, depending on where I was sending it. I was like,
yeah. It's one of the reasons why I don't do international, because that changes all the time. And then you might have a cost that when you start the Kickstarter, but then when you're getting ready to ship, it went up by $10 for international, right? So then you're taking a loss because you didn't account for that difference. Those are the things that people have to consider. Yeah. So you want to bring in our guest?
Do it, man. Let's do it. Where's Keith?
Chomping at the bits. Welcome to the stage. None other than indie comic creator, podcaster, and convention promoter, Keith Gleason.
Hey, he is.
What's going on?
What's up, Keith?
How's it going? Long time no see. I haven't been on the show in a couple of years now.
I know. I was taking it personal. I was like, what did I do? Was it my underarms? I was like, what's going on?
Well, Sam, you must be like me, because you guys do YouTube all the time, and it's like the last thing you want to do is schedule a show. Sometimes, but when you're doing the Kickstarter, you got to do it.
You got to do it. Keith, you just had a successful Kickstarter for a new book. You're known, and for those who don't know, Keith Gleason is the creator of the Mighty Mascots, which is a great freaking book. It's a great title. It's a fun book. But you also have a new book that you kickstarted just last year, late last year.
Yeah, and much like Sam, it's an
Yeah.
older book that I started like previously before Mighty Mascots, and it was supposed to be a mini series, like a 4-issue mini, and I only produced the first issue. And I hate leaving things unfinished, like so like now it's like I had a nice little break at issue 10 of Mighty Mascots, so I'm like, let me go back and start finishing this book.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm at, you know. So
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Well, listen, it's good seeing you. Happy New Year. How long into the new year do we keep saying Happy New Year? What's your rule?
That's what we see everybody we're supposed to see.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Probably. I mean,
Right.
I think I've said Happy New Year up until February sometimes, depending on who you see, you know. But yeah, I don't know what that rule is. That'd be interesting to find out, you know.
So now it's 2026. January has begun. I know that you're a comic book, a comic convention promoter, like Sam mentioned.
Yeah.
Plastic City, that's coming up. Where are you as far as preparations for what you're planning for the year? Like what's going on in the lab for Keith?
Oh, geez, yeah. Like actually, I'm thinking about this year pulling back on convention appearances because I did so many last year.
Yeah.
So like I'm kind of in that mindset where I kind of only want to do shows that maybe I get an invite to or a free table at, you know.
Yeah.
And because a lot of like time is becoming more important than the actual like being at conventions and promoting.
Yeah.
Like are you guys in that same boat or like
yeah.
where it's just like you I heard you guys talking a little bit about like age and like getting older, and it's like there's a point like when I hit 50, like I'm like all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I gotta hurry up and finish all this stuff, you know, and like the clock's running out, you know. I kind of feel that a little bit too. And so so that's what I'm thinking this year. You know, I still love doing our show, obviously, Plastic City.
For sure.
And I'll be doing probably a lot of prep for that up until August. But like I want to get more comics out. You know, I want to get another issue or two of Mighty Mascots to share and get another issue of Kid Switch in, kind of hopefully finish that either by the end of the year or next year.
Yeah.
And then also like I also joined up with Philbo, George. So I'm going to take that on top of everything else. So I got like too much going on now.
So that's the thing, right? So I was talking to Sam. So before when we were setting up for the show, I was actually, I don't know if you filled that thing out yet. It's basically
not yet. I'm going to do the first solicit probably in February.
Okay.
I told Phil that and everything.
Yeah,
you know?
It's a pretty simple process, but what happens with it is, and for anybody who's looking to get into distribution, what happens is once it gets going, it's like an avalanche, bro. Like it's every month you have. And the good thing about what you're doing is that you're 10 issues in, right? Like I think so you're ahead, you're about 10 months ahead, which is great because like right now, for example, it's January, right? January 20th. So my submission for issue number 8. I just put that in. And that issue doesn't come out to stores until May. That's how far ahead you have to be.
Damn.
So you're not struggling to kind of keep up, which is why mine is a limited series. And I didn't do it in an ongoing series because as indies, it's very hard to do that. But
so I'm trying to think.
Stuff.
Yeah, because I understand how that's going to come up quick. And I'm like wondering if I can even keep up with like, I don't even think I can keep up with like a bi-monthly schedule on a. So once I hit number 10, I'll have to see what to do. Maybe I can release some of my other books and then kind of release Mighty Mascots as it gets made. You know, I'm sure Phil understands because it's indie, so it takes longer to produce stuff. You know,
absolutely. But that's, I mean, like I said, the good thing is you're so far ahead that it does. I mean, it does creep up on you, but at least you're far enough.
Yeah, like I probably got like a year. Like
before, you have like
before it caught up. You know, and then it could kind of like maybe pepper in some trade paperbacks in between to kind of pad that out, you know?
Yeah. And those
Jim, are you going to do that too? Are you going to join up with Philbo?
I'm waiting until I have my 10 issues of There's Nail in My Toilet And
Okay.
then because it's a 10-part series, so issue 8 comes out this summer.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna
So-
finish it up before you.
Yeah, I just want to be able to do it,
Smart.
you know,
Yeah.
get it out the way because I'm also working on Cosmic now, and Forbidden's done, so I might consider that Forbidden because as the graphic novel, not as the
Yes.
floppies.
I
So
was just gonna say
okay.
that.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that because the,
Yeah, I've been
the shelf
seeing
life on that
promos
is
for
longer.
that. It looks pretty cool, man.
thank you.
Pretty cool. What were you saying, George? I'm sorry.
No, I was saying that like the shelf life on a graphic novel is obviously longer than it is on like a single issue. You know, it's not it doesn't have to be a month. You can leave it on the shelves for years. It doesn't matter as long as you have
And then a lot of people prefer graphic novels over
Right.
floppies. You know,
yeah.
especially with indie stuff. I think
Yeah.
I'm
There's
working in a shop now part time, and like
nice.
the readership is kind of all over the place. Like
Yeah.
it's interesting.
What are people picking up? Like what are you noticing? Like
That absolute Batman, I cannot figure out
Really?
that title. Like what's going on, dude? Number 1 has got a 10th printing coming out this week. Isn't that? It's crazy. I've never seen a book like this where
right.
it's on issue 12 or 13 and it's on 3rd printings, and it's like it's insane. The only thing I can think of and why it's working is not that it's like this amazing story. It's okay. It's good. It's a very overrated, I think. But like the reason I think it's working is because like you can only you only have to get this one thing. Like, like when you look at Batman, there's like a million titles. It's once you're way into this character, and it's like, well, it's a new concept. You only get the one book. And I think that's why people are like lining up for it. It's insane.
Yeah,
Who's the creative team behind it?
It's
Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta, which both good creators.
They debuted the first issue. I think it was last year at the Comic-Con. Not this Comic-Con that just passed, the one before that.
Yeah.
And the lines for those things are crazy. I think the first issue, Slab, like those Slab freaking books, 9.8 is like $1,500 online.
That's insane.
With signatures. Even like a raw book, like not a Slab, they go for like $185 for first printing because they're up to like that 10th print.
It's nuts, man. I've never seen a book like that, and it's great because it's great because it's bringing people to stores again. It feels like comics are kind of like coming out of a rut again, which is nice.
Yeah,
and when DC and Marvel do good, it helps us, obviously, which is nice.
When I first jumped on to distribute my book through Filbo, big shout out to Long Island comic book shop, because those guys over there, Taz and Jim, they really got behind me on the Adventures of Wonder Duck, and they even let me go into the store and kind of like sign the first issue.
That's awesome.
Right? And I was able to sit inside a comic book shop, and I had never done that, for the day. And the people that walk into the comic book shop, man, like all walks of life. You have the guy who's trying to hustle a Pikachu card that he found somewhere else for a few bucks.
I saw that guy today in my shop.
to the lawyer who has money coming out of whatever and wants to, hey, how much is it to kind of CGC these books? Like the people that walk into comic book shops, it's an eclectic bunch, dude. It's insane.
It's hard for me too with the Pokemon stuff, because when they come in, it irks me a little bit, and so like I gotta still be customer service. And
why does it irk you? Why?
But I'm very like, what? Like they're like, you got Pokemon cards, and I'm like, nope, and then like immediately going off somewhere else. I'm just not rude, but I'm very short with those people. Like it drives me nuts. Like
that's hilarious. But Keith, so tell us about your project. So Mighty Mascots, you've been working on this for a while. I know this because I know you, but you started as an artist, right? You went to so tell us a little bit about your artistic journey as far as like going from artist to writer and the Mighty Mascots.
Yeah, like so I am an artist, but I consider myself more on the cartoonist side. Almost like Michael Grazia, like almost like that, like a comic strip kind of style.
Gotcha.
And I still love that, like comic strips. I really, I grew up wanting to do that. like try to get a strip in the newspaper and all that kind of stuff. So, I used to always draw Snoopy and Peanuts and Garfield and all that, try to emulate that. And then
Did you have an idea for a comic strip?
I did, yeah. That book I have on my table, that Swamp Tales?
Yes, okay.
That's a collection of my comic strips that I've done. And it's like kind of inspired by Garfield. It's like a frog and a snake and all these creatures that hang out in a swamp, and that kind of thing. And I figured I had all these strips because I used to put them on a website years ago. This is going back like early 2000s. And I was like, oh, let me collect these in a comic book form, and for a while that book was selling really good, like especially the number one. Because I was hitting all that family vibe that you don't see at a lot of shows. You don't see a lot of all ages comics anymore. So families were picking that up. And I don't bring the singles with me anymore. I just have the compact graphic novel that I bring. But I'd love to go back someday if I ever find more time and just do more, and just collect more into a book, because I do enjoy drawing and I do enjoy like the comic strips and that kind of thing. But when it came to comic books, I just know, I know my strength isn't with drawing dynamic superhero, in getting the anatomy and all that correct, I could kind of fake that, but I know it doesn't look right to me at the end of the day. So that's why I kind of moved into more of a writing position with comics. And then I can kind of, because I do have a good eye for art. I just I can always find a nice artist or whatever to work with for whatever book I'm trying to make. And then I've kind of moved more into a lettering kind of thing, you have, doing lettering for other people's books and kind of supplement my income with that. Cause I don't work full time anymore. I only work 2 or 3 days at the comic shop and that's it. And then, so I pick up freelance lettering jobs on the side to kind of supplement my income. And and that's sort of how I get by. And I enjoy lettering. I know a lot of people hate it. I don't know how you feel about it, George.
Yeah,
but
no, I like it.
I always feel like, and I don't know if this is a great comparison or not, but it feels like you're editing a movie. You're the last person to kind of put the comic together and give it that finishing touch.
I look at it as solving a puzzle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's kind of
some of the pages, some of the stuff drives me nuts. When I had an artist, if there's a lot of dialogue and the artist kind of forgot that there was all that dialogue in there, and I got to figure out how to put all the dialogue in there.
Jam that all in.
But that's part of the fun, right? Trying to figure that out. How is this going to look the best way? And there's an art to that as well. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's a design kind of job, sure. And I don't know why, but I enjoy it. And I might need to get my head checked, but but it is fun. I enjoy lettering and I like seeing all these other books that people are making and you kind of get kind of to read it for free in some ways, so.
What I find interesting is obviously we're in a field where there is no right or wrong way to write a script as long as the script is well written. That makes sense.
Yeah, or you can follow it.
As far as format goes, there isn't with screenplays. There's a specific way to write a screenplay, and it's got to look a certain way. With comic book scripts, it's as long as you can follow, like you said, as long as you can follow it.
Yeah, as long as you can relay the info to the artist and the letterer, obviously, then why not do whatever floats your boat,
When it comes to writing for you, what do your scripts look like? Because I know you write the Mighty Mascots. You're not drawing the Mighty Mascots. You're hiring artists to draw it. So what's your writing process, or what does the format look like for you?
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm sort of transitioning finally to I think more of a solid place for my writing. But before, so early scripts of Mighty Mascots, and I do not recommend anyone write this way. Unless you're a very visual person, so I would lay out the entire script without even thinking about pages or panels. So I would just write the story like a screenplay or like a play. And then I would go back and then I would, take my, do my own breakdowns, like just with, very quickly and like what I want to see in each panel. And then I kind of would break it down that way. And then I kind of go back again and rewrite it. So, like telling the artist, like, this is this panel, this is what's going on here. So it's like rewriting it like 4 times, and after you do your initial, like, rewrites, just getting the dialogue correct and stuff. So I've been kind of like getting more comfortable with like just writing the panels as I go now. And it's taken me a while to get to that point without having to actually draw it out myself, so it seems to be working out okay. Like the last script that I did that with was the newest issue of Kid Switch, and the artist is like coming back with these awesome pages. So it's like, all right, cool. So it looks good. So
it's cool.
But yeah, that's almost like baby step breaking down like the script, to make it like, because you want it a specific way and that kind of thing, so
I think when you're, and I guess you were looking at it from like an artist's point of view, you were just breaking those things down. I feel like, Sam, you do the same with your scripts, right? Like you basically know in your head what you're going to draw, so why write it down in a sense?
I got into that. I transitioned from early days where I used to write everything out and then illustrate. Now I'm visually telling the story and then I'm adding everything afterwards. Here I see the movement in my head, and so when I thumbnail the page, I already have the sketches because I already saw it, and I just start drawing. Then the dialogue's coming in.
Okay. Yeah. And I feel like it's because you made so many comics, you're getting better at it, which is what I'm feeling like. Even with me, like, I've made like 15 comics now, and it's starting to get more comfortable, like, as you go.
So the Mighty Mascots, what is the Mighty Mascots? Where did it come from? Like, how did you come up with the whole concept?
Yeah, that one, it's a wacky concept. Well, I mean, me, I love Saturday morning cartoons, so that was like the thing. But like the inspiration came from like the weirdest. It was like a t-shirt that Amy bought me, my wife Amy. And it had like a bunch of the different cereal mascots on it, just hanging out on the shirt, and it just said Breakfast Club. And I was looking at it, I was like, man, there's something to that. Like, whoever, you never thought to put like breakfast guys together. But at first I was like, is this, I thought it was more of like a comedic thing. Like I thought it was going to be more like, like a reality show, like all these guys were hanging out in a house and like, what happens there, but then I started thinking about, like, what if Captain Crunch was like Batman? And then I was like, badass pirate, like, and then that's where it kind of clicked that it could be this fun action, Saturday morning cartoon kind of thing, like Thundercats or Silverhawks or something, or G.I. Joe, and that's where it kind of clicked with me. I was like, oh shit, this is my way in. I can just be a love letter to my childhood. And I felt like other people that grew up in our time would probably dig that kind of concept. And so far it has been hitting with a lot of people,
dude. And it reads like a Saturday morning cartoon, because I've read the books, and there's so much fun, dude. Like, it's just an action adventure story. It's not preachy, it's just fun. Like, it's just
that's what I wanted.
Yeah,
like,
it's just a fun book. So
I can't tell those lofty stories. It's just like, too much for me. I just love those, like that stuff, like the action adventure and stuff that I grew up with. The comics that I grew up with too were like that a lot too, So I love that stuff. So
yeah, I mean, I obviously I see you at shows, and you even printed out. You have like action figures.
Yeah.
Your characters. Right?
That was the last campaign I did. I've been trying to make those forever, like trying to figure out the whole 3D printing process, and I finally can break it down and relay it to people if anyone's ever interested in making figures. But it took the learning of what you got to do, because originally I wanted to make muscle figures. Remember Muscles?
The
little pink wrestler guys. Like, I was dead set on making those, and we just couldn't do it because the material you need this special material that those things were made with that not a lot of 3D printers work with. So like, so if you ever want to make one of those, it's like more like dealing with molds and die cast and all that kind of stuff. But as soon as I let that go, we were able to like make them a little bigger, and then they're a little more sturdier now. Because what was happening was that we made them small and they were very brittle. Like they would basically fall apart in your hands. So that's how bad they were. But yeah, as soon as we started making them bigger, and there's a 3D printer that comes to Plastic City Comic-Con that I've become friends with, and he kind of helped me figure it all out. Yeah. And every time I see him, he's like, dude, they got printers now that do 20 colors, like, and he's like, the printers are getting crazier now too. How many can you capture?
So what was your invest? So for those, good question. What was your investment in the 3D printer, and what was that like? And what did you do as far as research? How did you determine that the model that you actually selected was the right one for you?
Okay, so cost, it can get a little costly, like as far as I think the biggest cost with making a 3D printed figure is hiring the modeler to take your drawing and put it into a 3D form. So those guys, I guess, have to go into that computer program and model the figure into 3 dimensions. That's going to cost you the most. But you can find guys on Fiverr. We found a guy on Fiverr that was pretty good. That was, it was probably maybe a couple hundred per figure. Yeah. And then once you get into the actual printing of it, it's not that crazy. Like I think like a small figure's like $3 a piece, something like that. And then a bigger one can run you anywhere from $8 to $10, something like that. And then how many you make on top of that, so, $3 or $5 times 10 or whatever, 10 that you're going to get made or whatever.
Do you
do any kind of special packaging? All that's going to cost money. And
did you paint yours, Keith?
No, the 3D printer I went with can do, like, at the time he could do like 6 or 7 colors.
Oh, okay.
So they have a very limited palette. But that was all with the 3D printing, which was amazing. Like, and now it's, I guess it's more colors are coming and the printing's getting easier and easier to do. So it might get cheaper down the road, which is kind of nice.
Which goes back to my philosophy was never get the first iteration or second. Wait for them to master it, and then the prices go down, because now it's like.
Yeah, exactly. You don't get it right out of the gate.
Like, let somebody else work out the kinks.
But if you guys ever interested, I can definitely lay out the whole process for you and stuff. Now that we understand it,
Right. Yeah. JD says more pieces equals much more complicated. So obviously,
JD's like, hey JD, what's going on, man? The 3D printing is definitely a little tough. It took me a while to figure it out.
Slicing programs give you cost per print. Interesting.
It depends who you go with. Like the guy I go with is he does it as a hobby, but he does set up at shows, and he's very good. He makes like tons of stuff, So so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, the guy I have, obviously my setup and stuff like that. I use a gentleman by the name he goes by Wham Stan.
Oh, we got a couple Wham stamps from him.
And he's awesome. He's Big shout out to him. He's great. But I think he's trying to get into that whole, 3D printing, that kind of stuff. And it gets like, to JD's point, it gets a little more complicated once you go into figures, because, likenesses, and like you said, you have to get,
the more complicated the figure is, that definitely is the part of the problem. Like if you get way complicated with it,
Right. But let me tell you something. Those things really do catch people's eye when you have them at your table.
Yeah, they do.
They definitely are a conversation starter. It's a good way to break the ice, bring them in, and like, oh, what is that?
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to do more down the road. I'd love to do some of the villains and, maybe some of the other side mascots that have shown up. But we'll see. There's so much going on. It's hard to do all this different things.
Yeah.
and try
I
to,
got you.
stay focused on comics, when you're making merch and everything else,
Yeah, that's good. Last year I saw you at Terrificon. Are you going to do Terrificon this year?
Yeah, I hope to. I got to reach out to Mitch and kind of see if I can get that going with him. And I would like to do Terrificon for sure. I signed up for Wicked because it's they got free admission.
It's in Boston, right? That's the Boston.
Yeah, show. Last year it seemed like they had free admission last year. We did okay, but it seemed like a lot of people just was like, it was free. They were just kind of like, oh, they're going to come in and look around, It was like drop the kids off at the mall kind of situation, and there was just a lot of people looking around and not really spending and, but I'm hoping this year will be a little better. We'll see. But
look at Dan. Dan's making his rounds too.
I'm doing that, and I'll probably do a couple outdoor festivals that we do every year that seem to be pretty good.
Oh, cool.
Where we're the only one selling comics and nostalgia.
That's always a good thing. It could be a good thing.
Good.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, look outside of cons, man. There's a ton of stuff. If you can get like your own tent, your own table and chairs, do it, man. There's so many like art festivals that people like are looking for comics and things like that at those,
Yeah. Are you looking? Are there still tables available at Plastic City for people who may be interested? And when it is, where it's going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually started late this year. It took us a little while. I think the hotel was having some transition stuff with their salesperson, so we literally locked the date in like right before Christmas. So I just opened up registration last week. So I think we got about 30 or so signups already.
Right.
And I think we got about 100 and I forget the number of 160, 170 tables available. So, yeah, we're still taking applications and stuff. This year it's on August 22nd, which was the third week in August, which is what we did last year. And it seemed to have our best attendance. Like, there was a couple of times where we couldn't even walk in there. It was like so busy. I was like, holy shit. Like, this is crazy. Like, it's kind of gotten out of control a little bit.
You're keeping it one day though, right, Keith? Just the one day.
Yeah. Like I have no desire to be like Terrificon or any of these big shows. Like, I'm at the level I want to be right now.
Yeah,
and I'm good. So like, I don't want to get into these like mega contracts with like, high-end creators and, all of a sudden I'm bringing
you have some cool guests though. You do have some cool guests.
Yeah, I try, I try to get some cool people. Like, did you come? You didn't come last year, right?
No, I came the year before when you had,
okay.
What's his name from the,
Oh, okay. Yeah. This past year we had Philip Kennedy Johnson, which still blew my mind that he came to the show. Like, I met him at Terrificon. So I got to thank Mitch. Like, so I've met some of these guys at Terrificon that have come and done the show. And he couldn't have been nicer. He was awesome. And now he's killing it. He just got signed to, I think he's got an exclusive contract with Marvel now. And his new Hulk book is already on a second or third printing. And it's like, it's awesome, actually. It's cool to see the Hulk as like a monster now, But yeah, he was really nice. He came for the night and then like, didn't charge me a fee or anything. And
cool.
It's just, we became friends at Terrificon, and he was like, yeah, I'll do it. And he just drove from, I think he lives in like Chicago or something. He just drove in, and it was nuts,
Yeah.
And then we had Rick Parker for the first time. He was awesome. And he's like a big letterer, and he worked on that Beavis and Butthead book for Marvel years ago. And who else do we have? Oh, the one that I really was excited about. Do you guys know the YouTube channel Secret Galaxy?
No.
Have you watched that? They do deep dives into like cartoons and cool 80s shows and stuff.
Oh, cool.
The host lives in New Hampshire, and which I didn't find out until this year. And I asked, hey, would you guys come down to the show? And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. So
cool.
He came down. So that was cool. Like, I got to meet like a cool YouTube celeb. And
Nice.
Yeah. And then we had a couple wrestlers. We always have like a wrestler or two every year. And Yeah, so we always get like, a decent amount of guests, but it's always like juggling that budget versus how many like flights and hotels can I pay for and that kind of thing. So
Yeah, I know you do. It's a 1 day show, so it's the same day setup. You're not setting up the night before. How does that work? Like you go, you got to get there, what, 7 o'clock, I would think, for the show to open.
Yeah, so
9.
every year they're like, oh, well, we don't know if we can give you the Friday setup, which is because they're always like trying to sell the rooms, at the last minute. So usually we get Friday setup, but so they can never guarantee it. So but if we can get in there on Friday, the hotel sets up everything, which is really nice. Okay. And we just have to come in and set up our admissions and then label all the tables so everybody knows where to go and that kind of thing. And then just, check people in and things like that. And this year we're going to try to do like a VIP. So the show will be from like 9 to 4, but 9 to 10 would be like the VIP hours. So like if you pay like $20, you can kind of come in and go and look at everything early and stuff, And Amy wants to do panels this year. We'll see how that goes. We're going to try that. And we'll see, we're still trying to keep it at $10.
Right.
So, but it's getting tougher because like even like the hotel raised the venue rental this year. And so I'm like trying to like, oh, maybe we could sell some ads on like make a map or something, sell some ad space and try to make that money up there, So I'm trying to be like the affordable con, but also like the world is making it not easy to do,
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the key to the success of the show is this low admission, so everybody does really well, So
where is it? Where is the show for those watching?
Oh, it's in Leominster, Massachusetts, which is like central Massachusetts. So it's like about an hour west of Boston and about 20 minutes north of Worcester. So if those are the two kind of bigger cities that you can kind of reference where we might be, but yeah, it's got a surprisingly good community of like readers and just people that love cons and things like that. And I noticed that a lot of the people that come to the show kind of only come from our area, so they don't go to like the big Boston shows or Terrificon. So I don't have to worry about like coming a couple weeks after Terrificon because these people just aren't going there anyway. So it's kind of cool. I like that I have this little niche community, and
it's a great
forward to it every year.
Yeah, it's a great show, dude. I did it that 1 year, and it was awesome. And I think I'm going to sign up for this year too because it's within driving distance of me.
You guys are what, New York?
I'm in New York. Yeah, so like it's not far at all, man. So yeah,
that'd be awesome if you come up. That'd be great.
Yeah, and if you guys are doing panels, I definitely want to talk to you about a panel idea.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll you can either talk to me or I'll have you talk to Amy directly, and I think she's going to handle all that stuff this year.
Yeah, Amy's a talented artist in her own right.
Absolutely.
She actually did a Wonder Duck puppet for me.
Yes, yeah. How's that thing working out, man?
I love it. People look at it at shows like, oh, what is that? Kids want to play with it. People have actually like played with it and made voices. It's insane. It's so well done, though. I was telling Sam, and I actually got to link them up. I've been talking to you about that. Doing that for his character
absolutely.
She could really, she's so
very
good.
Affordable, and it depends how complicated the design is, that kind of thing. Like something like Duty would probably be pretty easy, I would imagine.
That would be easy too.
I don't know if that's the character you'd be looking to do, but I think that character would probably, I don't want to quote prices because I don't know what the material cost and all that, but it's not complicated. So like, I think she would be able to do that one really quick,
Nice.
Yeah. So just talk to her. She's just like, she's kind of frustrated because her day job kind of takes away so much time for her to do artwork, so we're all in that boat. Like, let's be serious,
Yes, we are.
Exactly.
Yeah. If we all had our no day jobs, we could kind of like do more, which is what I want, but
absolutely, man. But Keith, tell everybody where they can find you. You know what I mean? Like what's next for you, and you're
absolutely. So we got the YouTube channel, obviously, for Indie Comics Relay. So
Yes.
I recognize a lot of the names in the audience that have been on the show. So those guys probably already know. But if you don't, Indie Comics Relay, you can find us, me and Johnny and Harry. And then for me, I'd say heroenvy.com is my website, and all my links to everything are there. So that's the best place to go. And what was I saying? And then you can also go to plasticcitycomiccon.com. That's where the convention website is as well. Although there's not much there right now, but we'll be adding as we sign people up and stuff. So
awesome.
And I think that's about it.
Sweet, man. Keith, thank you so much for coming on, my brother. You are welcome back anytime.
Thanks,
you have the link, sign up, just come check us out.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Sam, I think you signed up for our show sometime is it February?
February, yes.
Yeah, okay. I have the show schedule. I don't remember the dates, but yeah, so Sam will be on our show at some point too, which would be awesome. So I'm looking forward to talking to you about the comic and what it's all about and everything. So
definitely.
Awesome.
It's great seeing you and talking to you again, buddy.
Yeah, same guys. All right, well, have a good one, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon on the convention scene or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, I'll definitely see. You'll probably see me in August for sure. So
awesome. That'd be awesome. Yeah. All right, cool.
Keith.
All right.
Later, my man.
All right, later, guys.
That was Keith Gleason.
Gleason.
Yeah, man. Always a pleasure having him on the show.
Yeah. He's great, man. He's great. And I'm telling you, his book, if you guys haven't done so, go check out his website. Go check out the Mighty Mascots. A lot of fun. I can't wait to read Kid Switch, which is his latest book. So I'm going to check that out. I pledged to the campaign. So can't wait to see that. And then Plastic City Comic Con. Don't forget, guys, August, if you are in the Massachusetts area, if you want to travel out to the Massachusetts area, it's a one-day show. It's a one-day show. It's a good show. So yeah, check it out. But Sammy, we're running low on time. You want to talk a little bit about
yeah, man. You had a topic, bro. You can't dodge it. You set it up, man. We gotta close the deal.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So what's the topic, bro?
Oh, we're not doing you're not doing
Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot, everybody. It's time. It's time.
It's time for your medicine.
Indie comic community. Or
is it? What is the indie comic book community?
Oh, snaps.
Does it exist, Sam?
Set it off, George. Set it off.
Is it real?
Is it real?
Fake? Does it exist?
Oh.
What is it?
Let us ponder a second.
Let us ponder, because I'll tell you this. We've been doing this for a very long time. And we've met some really great creators. We've met some people who you're like, yo, what the hell, man? What's that guy, right?
¿Qué pasa?
And somewhere in the middle is the community.
Word.
Right? I feel like somewhere in the middle of those two is where the community lies. I mean, like I said, we've been doing this for a long time. And I think that when you're a newbie, you're fooled, I think, into this hunky-dory, everybody loves each other indie comic community, the indie community. And I don't know that that's always true. It's like buyers beware, dog, because a lot of people confuse it. And it's only a community. We were talking about this, right? It's only a community when you're doing what the community wants you to do, or follow the rules the community wants you to follow.
Think on it.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where the waters get murky. And that's where it gets nasty. Because the minute you step out of that, or God forbid, you're doing something that's giving you more attention, sometimes that community turns on you for no reason. Like, what happened? Has that ever happened to you, Sam?
The reasons that we're here. Man, it's like you're talking about. Are they out there? I started thinking about, was it 50 Goes West? Somewhere out there is a community. It's I think you spot on. I think we were talking about it offline. the community is only a community if you agree with the community. The moment you have an opposing view, someone's going to take offense. Someone's going to want to build a coalition to go against you and build a case against you. And next, you know, you're a leper, right? Yeah, an outcast, right? So I think that's where it gets grainy. That's where it gets gray. It's one of the reasons why I have a lot of people I'm cool with, but I don't commit to group things because of that. Because we've seen it over the years. I've seen it, and it repeats itself. History repeats. We don't learn from it, and I think that's the other part. We don't see that. There's a lot of aspirational, wishful thinking, but the reality is egos get into play, right? Anxiety or it's the demons that individuals deal with, and then they become paranoid. So paranoia kicks in, right? Oh, this guy's taking a piece of my pie. Oh, I don't want to share the secrets of what I do with that guy because then he's gonna have home court advantage. Or I'm not gonna, right? I think that's the reality of it, and that's why you see so many of these conflicts airing out on social media. Yeah. Right? They started off a coalition. Next year, no, it's the Hatfields versus the McCoys. I'm like, what the hell just happened? I thought you guys were the good fellas. You know what I'm saying? And now you're like an angry mob fighting against each other over each other's fences, neighbors trying to burn each other's bushes. And I'm like, I don't understand what's going on here. Right? So it's one of the reasons why I think it's hard. I think you said it. The reason why we've worked so many years together is because we want to see each other succeed. Right? It's like I don't go into it looking at the guys that I like socializing with as a threat. I look at it as, wow, they're doing something great. I can learn from that. Oh, boom. Yeah, I just found something out. Let me share that. Right. And I think we share knowledge. And, if one is doing well, he just created a path. Right. It's one more door open because of one of the guys made it through. So now the next guy should have an easier time getting through that door rather than just like getting upset that your boy went through the door. You'd be like, oh, that's awesome. All right, let me step up my game so I can walk right behind. Right. And I think that's where everybody wants to be first. Nobody wants to be last. Nobody wants to be second. I just want to get it done. It doesn't matter if I'm first or last. It's what matters is that I've accomplished what I set out to accomplish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling you, there's a movie called Adolescence I think it's on Netflix right now. Stephen Graham is the main actor. He just won a Golden Globe, and in his acceptance speech for the Critics Guild, he said, and I thought this was so proper when it came to what we do, because this is a creative field, just like acting and just like all that stuff is. And he said, this is not a competitive sport. It's a team game. And I think that what you're talking about, right, where the guy who doesn't want to share or the girl who doesn't want to share their secrets because they're afraid that you're going to somehow surpass what they're doing, they're looking at it as, oh, it's a competitive sport. And it's not. It's a team game. You know what I mean? Like, we have to work together. If it is a community, right, that's what communities do, work together so that we can all kind of like achieve what we're trying to achieve. And like you said, get it done. Get the stuff we're trying to do done. It's like Keith Gleason, for example. He said to us, if you need me to tell you how this works, how the 3D printing works, let me know and I'll walk you through it. You know what I'm saying? Yes. JD Rosario was in the chat talking about how much the cost of the figures are, willing to give that information out because it's a team game.
We were talking about it offline. One of our fellow indie creators hit me up and say, can I talk to you about how this happens or how this works, right? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Right. Let's take a call. I have a list. I have like 15 different documents that I wrote up because there's a list of, over the years, it's the questions I get, whether they saw it on the Crazy Nintendo Less or one of the shows we did or the vlog. And so I have a list of how I did something on a specific subject because I get it all the time on Facebook Messenger. Hey, what did you go for this? Or what did you do there? And I'll just copy and paste it. I say, here, this is, or I have the links to the shows that we talked about it and we walk through the part. I'll send them the links. I say, here, it's on the show, but also here's some notes or whatever it is. I don't have a problem sharing. I think, it's number one, I'm a student of the game I am an aggressive student of the game, right? So I'm always trying to get my craft better. I'm always trying to find new ways. I'm always looking at how you said we were talking about it earlier. When I'm designing my trading cards, I'm looking at Mattel. I'm looking at Hasbro, how they design their cards, right? I'm looking at the Pokemon cards and the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'm looking at what it is that appeals to the masses with their structure and their design aspect. That's who I'm looking. That's the competition, right? That's who I'm looking at, right? Because they have a playbook that I can learn from and build from. And I think that's the difference. And then what happens is people are like, yo, I love that design. How'd you do it? I said, well, these are the things I looked at. And this is how I did it. And these are the things I take into consideration when I'm doing whatever it is. But I think we got to always be students first, be gracious, and be selfless with the information, because you don't get it from me, you're gonna get it from someone else. You're gonna find it, right? So why don't I just give it? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. If I had it, I'll share it, right? It isn't like it's Pandora's box and I found the Holy Grail and no, because I'm gonna stay youthful for the rest of my life. Nah, man. Here, you can share it and hopefully you pass it on to the next guy asks you.
Yo, and there's that. Hey, fellas, sorry I'm late. Damn, Sammy's room looks like the Palladium. No, man, it's true, bro. But I think also if you are out there asking questions and people are willing to give you the answers, you also have to pay that forward. You know what I mean? Don't keep that information. You're asking all the questions, but you're not willing to give answers as well when somebody else comes in and asks you that stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to be willing to also pass that information along. Yeah. You can't, it doesn't go one way. So, and to your point about competing with the big dogs, I listen, man, your design skills for like these cards has gotten insane, bro. They look amazing. For those who don't know, check out. Actually, Sam, you're going to be giving out a free card at Texoma next month for anybody who pledges to the campaign. So the design of your cards has gotten so much better, and I've seen the growth and in everything you've been doing in the last few years. But why? Because you're studying not just other indies, right? But the people who are above you. And that's the competition. I was telling you this before. JD will appreciate this. You guys talk about playing handball all the time, right?
Yeah, he lost.
Okay. On the courts, you want to play the person that's better than you. That's how you get better. The only way to get better is to play a better player.
Yes.
If you're playing the people with your same skill level or less, you're going to look like a superstar against the people who are less than you, but you're not going to get better. And so you have to compete with the big dogs. And that's where you now are looking for inspiration. The big dogs, the people who have sold millions of packages of trading cards at stores. Why would you look at me to see what I'm doing and compete with me when I've sold 10 cards at a show? You want to look at what these guys are doing who sold millions, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the point.
They were you bring that up, and I can tell you two names when I was in high school playing handball. So I used to play with my boys all the time. I used to play with my boys Angel and Noel, and we used to play handball all the time, right? But we were at that same level. And then but Troy was really good, right? And so I wanted to play Troy because I wanted to be better until I beat him. Then there was, what was his name? Damn, I don't know, Ruben. I forgot his name. This guy, he could play lefty, righty. He did back, turn around under the legs, behind the neck. I was like, I gotta play that guy, right? Because he would make me work on that court, man. I'm diving, I'm scraping my knee, right? Yeah. But then I got better, right? So it's like, that's the only way you're gonna learn what you're capable of or where your peak is at, right? And for me, I haven't reached my peak yet, and because I'm still hungry, I'm still thirsty. I haven't reached anything I've wanted to do in the comic book game, so I'm leaving no stone unturned, right? And I think that's where it is. But I will stop in a heartbeat when someone asks me a question. That's the reason why we create the shows. That's the reason why I'm very honest with the vlog, right? That's the reason. I put it all out there: the good, the bad, the ugly. I share the things I've done. I show my secrets of whatever. It's not a secret. It's just, this is what I just learned today. Hey, let me show you what works. I learned from everybody gives me a lot of kudos for the presentation of my booths, right? But I learned from the anime crowd. I looked at the anime shows and I looked at how they set up their booths. I was like, there it is.
But
that's
why?
What I need to do.
They're the ones that are killing it.
Yes.
When you go to a show, that's the booth that has everybody looking to see to
Yes.
buy something. So
Yes.
that's who you look to see. Okay, what are they doing?
Yeah.
That's making all these people come to them. And KC, Kerry said, we Utah Indies share all kinds of stuff. Brotherhood, baby. Yo, you know what? I gotta hit up Utah, man. I gotta go to Utah. I was one of those states I want to go to. But yeah, and that's what you need, bro. Like, and listen, I started that by saying, oh, you know, and there are some guys that we've met.
Yeah.
Mark Torres is one of those dudes, day ones. You know what I'm saying? JD Calderon has his show. He always has people up there. Daphne Lage, you know, willing to give you information. JD Rosario, that was just here. You met him a few years ago, but he's become one of those guys. And the Zed, you know, KC, Dan, you know what I mean? Lou Pons, you know, comes on your show, and she's an incredible artist.
Yes.
We'll give you tips on what she's doing and how she created that element.
Yeah,
she's insane. Michael San Martino, Aníbal Arroyo, you know, Jonathan Safax. Like, these are people who we have become, and we have become a community of creators, a real community, because we are looking out for each other and not trying to step on each other on the way to the top.
Yeah.
Situation.
That's one of the reasons why I hit up a bunch of indies. I put out a post on Facebook, right? And I was like, yo, who wants to get down with cross promotion? How many of you are launching in February, right? Because I'll promote it on this show, right? It's strength in numbers, right? We're sharing each other's resources, and hopefully more people get to see, you know, it's cross promotion, right? And we build that coalition. That's all it is. It is, and I think that's where we gotta. So now let's do the same.
Yeah,
let's give information back. Let's truly be part of this community and get off your high horses, right? If someone makes a decision you don't like, it works for them. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't mean you have to have an opinion every time, right? And I think that's the biggest thing. I think everyone feels like you have to have a say and you have to walk the line in a certain way to be part of a community. That's why these, like I've bailed out of a lot of these Facebook communities because they have all these damn rules. I'm like, nah, man. If I have to comply with, and a lot of them, they'll send me an invitation and then I post and they don't even let it go. They keep it in a pending mode, right? So I was like, scratch that. I'm dropping you. I don't need to be a part of that. Let's just share alike, you know, and let's just, you know, keep it PC, you know, respect each other's points and decisions. It might not be yours. Doesn't mean you, how does it affect you? How does it impact your life? Leave it alone. You know, I think that's where it goes south, when everybody decides to stop pointing fingers and everybody decides to start criticizing each other. Come on, man, live and let live. Enjoy the game. It's art.
Yeah.
Art's supposed to be inspiring, bro.
Right.
You know,
right.
It shouldn't be so toxic.
Yeah, absolutely. We love you too, Lou. Lou, we're having a little reunion at Texoma this year. I don't know if you're aware. If you want to take a little drive out to Durant, Oklahoma, and come hang out for us, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
But yeah, nah, dude.
First round on George.
This
he said what? He said what? Testing. 1, 2, 3.
These things are, can you hear me? I don't know if I'm coming in. Yeah, man, let's do it, bro. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. But yeah, dog. Like I feel like it's one of those things where you know we confuse this community thing.
Yeah.
And we think that everybody and now listen, you are going to find some good people.
But everywhere.
Just be careful with the ones that are and get away from that. Get away from that.
Bro.
Yeah, don't even entertain a lot of the stuff that you're gonna hear or the negativity that you're gonna see. Just walk away from that kind of stuff. You know what drives me nuts too sometimes is like when you team up with, say, for example, an artist, you're doing a Kickstarter, and the artist refuses to post anything about the campaign. Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Don't get it. Like, big shout out to Chris Matt, who did a cover for me. Dope cover. He was posting that thing everywhere. Why? Smart. It's his art.
Yes.
Why wouldn't he want to post his art everywhere so that everyone can see?
Yes.
And that's the thing. Is like because we try to be, like you said, like try to be play things close to the chest. We lose out on the exposure that we can get by simply collaborating, simply networking with somebody else.
Yes.
Trying to like, nah, nobody.
It's one of the things. Like, I just picked up a commission to do a cover,
right?
And we were talking, and it's this young man's first time out writing a book. And so he didn't know what to ask, right? And so his dad was involved in asking the questions. So that, look, here's the thing. The moment I say yes and agree to a project, you get the benefit of I'm on 14 different social media platforms that they're going to know I did this project. I got a podcast. They're going to know I did this project. I said, anywhere I talk to, if I'm a guest on a show, they're going to know I did this project. I said, so you get a lot of free publicity just by me working with you. And I think that's most people don't want to do that. I said, that's my name. I want the world to know that I did various covers. Right. And that there's my work out there with other creatives. Why wouldn't you want the world to know? You know what I mean? It's like, dude, it's all you do is it helps you in the long run. Number one, you get more work. Number two, you get more eyes. You know, number three, you get cross promotion with that person's following and yours, right? So it's a benefit for everybody. So why? Because the indie wasn't big.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like, I don't want to let anybody know I did that.
Dude, remember the artist we worked on when we first did the Crazies?
Didn't do jack.
Bro, didn't do anything.
Not once posted.
Not once. And the stuff that we got wasn't what we had seen.
No.
It was like, what?
Bait and switch.
To me, you're doing a disservice when you're not putting your best foot forward.
I did more work laying out the pages because I was like, you're supposed to be the artist. Why do I have to lay out the pages for you? But, we learned a lesson from that.
But that it happens. And that's part of it. You know what I mean? That's part. And I think that to me is like, again, you know, it's one of those things where you got to be careful with the whole word community.
Yeah.
You hear the word community, indie this. Yeah, it's a wonderful place when the right people are in it, you know, and they're there for the right reasons.
It's a wonderful place when you're comfortable in your skin and all you have is the best intentions, and you play in your lane, right? You play your position. I think it isn't a place for passing judgment. It isn't a place for criticizing. You know, it isn't a place for poking holes. It's in a place for anxiety and envy, because envy leads to a lot of treacherous stuff, right? It's a place for creatives to talk, share, learn, grow, celebrate, right? You know, cry together. Damn, I just took a loss at the convention, blah, 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 right? It's just a place to learn and grow, bro. Leave it alone.
You know what? And I think that the more you do this and the more you work with people, you start realizing that, and it's nothing personal, but maybe that's a person I can't work with,
right? Because
they have different, they set up a table different. I can't share the table with that person because they want to set it up this way and I want to set it up that way. And you have every right to then go ahead and get your own table. Right. That doesn't mean that you left the group. Right. No, it just means that this wasn't working for me. And that person should be allowed to kind of step out and not be chastised for like, oh my God, he left the go, she left the group. Yeah. Dude, it just wasn't working. Sometimes we know what works and we know what doesn't. And let's just agree to disagree. And I
learned a long time ago I'm not a good sharer. You know, it's like my props take up everything, right? And then another thing is I'm also learned that I prefer to set up my table alone, right? Because I have a process, right? And you recognize that. You say, yo, I'm gonna take a walk. I'm gonna let you do your thing. I'll be back, right? Yeah. Because you know I have this thing where it's like solving a problem, right?
Yo, and at the end of the day, it's your table. Yeah. So however you want to set it up, you're going to set it up. I can be there to help you, and I can give input. But if you don't take my input, that doesn't mean you're
a jerk.
A jerk to me. It just means, that's your table, bro. Like we all have a right to do what we want to do. Don't take it personal. Chill, relax. It's okay. You know what I mean? You can still hang out. And
it's funny. If you're funny, we're talking about tables because I remember when you started doing shows with Get Your Meds. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and I remember looking at one of your photos, like this mother effer, he makes simplicity look impactful. Right? I was looking at your display. I was like, it was simple but impactful. I was like, damn. I was like, yo, he nailed it, right? And I was like, damn, right? And I was like, I'm just complicated, right? So it was like,
well, your colors, you like colors, and you know what? But that works for you because I see, and it's not even about what we like, what you like, it's what people like. If people come to your table and they want to buy everything on your table because they like the orange and they like all the colors on top of the orange, then keep doing what people want.
Yes.
If George says, Sam, it's looking a little, who cares? That person just bought 15 books, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, cover your eyes. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? Like you have to understand, like you said, stay in your lane. Like you have to understand, and that's not disrespect. Just stay in your lane. Seriously, like just stay there. It's okay. You know what I mean? You're gonna have your time when it's your turn, and you want to set up your table the way you want to set it up. Set it up. Johnny C is an incredible person to work with. We share a freaking 8-foot table at New York Comic Con. That means 4 feet for me, 4 feet for him. We've been doing this for about 3 years. We love each other. We know how to stay in our lanes.
Yeah.
I set up my spot. He sets up his, and we help each other. We don't try to like outsell each other just because we understand he has a particular book. I have a particular book. We offer people, what are you into? Are you into the kid stuff? Talk to him. Are you into horror and that kind of stuff? Talk to him. And sometimes they're into both. And so they look here and they look there. You just have to be able to work with people that way. And sometimes it just takes the right person to work with. Like you said, you understand, dude, I can't share a table, bro. Like I'm going to take up to, we're going to need like a 10-foot booth, 10 by 10. And you get a table over there and I get a table over here. That's the only way we can share it because I have too much stuff. And I get that. I respect that.
Like I've outgrown an 8-foot table. At this stage, right? It's like
when we started, we used to share tables. Now we can still sit next to each other, but you'd have your 8-foot and I have my 8-foot, and everybody has their own space. It's almost like you get too old to have roommates in life. You know what I mean? Like you get too old. Like you used to have roommates in college, but then by the time you're done and you go into the work, you need your own space. And that's what it is. You just outgrow that sharing thing. I get it. I totally get it.
And it's one of those things, like for me, I don't care who my neighbor is when I'm at a convention, right? You know, right or left. As long as they're just respectful. And they're not like, if I'm talking to somebody, they step in front of, and they you know, that's like, that's taking you to the loading dock and having a conversation on the side. But it's like, for me, it's like, I'm all for having different types of artists and creatives to my right, to my left, right? Because that person that's attracted to this is an opportunity to engage with over here, because maybe they would never have stopped had they not seen them, and I wouldn't have had an opportunity to maybe try to pitch to them, right? So I'm always for diversity in the creative world. I always look forward to it. I always look forward to who my neighbors are. But I think it's like you said, it's have fun, man.
Have fun, man. And I think that when you're behind a table like that, and again, you should be learning from the people around you as well, and you should be paying attention. I know people like to sit behind a table, and sometimes the days are long and it's dead, and you're frustrated. Nobody's buying, so you may sit down and look down. Never look down and never look like you're not. Stay engaged, because that conversation that person's having at the table next to you may trigger. Oh wow, they're into that. Hold on a second, I have that here. When they walk by, you may be able to say, hey, check this out, because that's exactly what they were talking about that they liked at the table. But if you're not paying attention to that, or if you're so lost and so like, oh, these people are taking on my business, you forget about that, and you don't even listen. So you got to stay alert. You have to, especially when you're at a convention like this, dude. Like it's work. You know?
It is work. I mean, there's some conventions are painful. I mean, because I don't sit much when I'm at a convention.
Right.
The only time I sit is to eat. But you've seen me. I'm standing all day, right? And so I think, I don't know. I think for me, it's, if you're going to join a community, understand what you're getting yourself into. I said, but if you truly want to be a community, respect each other's diversity. I think that's what it is. Diversity in opinions, diversity in art forms, and decision making. That's what makes a community. It isn't about a siloed, one size fits all approach. It's got to be an eclectic group that comes together, that's able to complement each other and learn from each other.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. But yeah, dude, that's the topic. What do you guys think about communities? Have you had positive encounters with indie communities? Have you had negative impact? I know that KC loved his indie community in Utah, which is awesome.
Community.
I love that, and I hope that you guys are having a good time here on the show, watching this, and listening to some of the other artists that we have on the show, because we learn a lot from each other.
Because without a community, all you have is mutiny.
Mutiny. You have to come
off with their heads. Yeah, man. But so I mean, that was the show. If you like this episode so far, give us a thumbs up. Again, I want to remind everybody that your boy, that QR code that you see on the screen, it is for Cosmic Wars, which is launching next month. And if you sign up and you back it on day one, you're going to get yourself a free gift. You're going to get yourself this 4-inch mega size Cosmic Guardian Defender of Freedom sticker just for pledging on day one. I have a secret weapon I'll be announcing soon for the campaign as well. And we'll be talking soon as we get closer to the launch date. And if you don't know, Mr. Gorf, Cosmic Gorf, my first comic I ever created, my first comic character I ever created, he's coming. This was a great quote by Paul Dale Roberts. Said Rod Sterling once said that some of his Twilight Zone episodes came from his imagination. If he was alive today, he would read Cosmic Wars. He would blink in amazement. I thought that was one of the best quotes I received for Cosmic Wars. So I know you're going to love it. Give it an opportunity. This is the boy that came with "There's an alien in my toilet." And I'm excited for this one. And Forbidden's on the way for everybody. So I promised to have it to you guys in January. You're getting it in January. So most of everything is packaged. I'm going to go out this weekend. We're supposed to get a blizzard. So as long as we don't get that blizzard, it looks like we're going to get 6 inches right now and ice. But we'll see.
You guys are getting a blizzard?
Yeah, so we have all these warnings. I got to we have a call tomorrow what to do if everything gets locked down because Texas doesn't salt the roads. So we're getting an ice storm and a snowstorm. So
we're getting something this weekend too.
Yeah. So so Forbidden's on its way. Cosmic Wars, sign up today. Let me know that you signed up. I got some secret stuff coming up. And come down to Texoma Comic Con and hit up your boy, George Medina, and me. We'll be there. So will Lori Calcaterra and Dan Price and William Russell and everybody. Chris Hayes. It's going to be a hoot. And I'm looking forward to that. Hit that like button, subscribe. Remember, we are the longest running indie podcast, comic book podcast in the game, the first of its kind, founded in 2005. And it's indie creators supporting other indie creators. And that's why we do it. And we can't do it without you. And we appreciate you. Any last words, George?
Just make sure if you guys haven't done so yet, go to your comic book shop. Tell them The Adventures of Wonder Duck is out. Issue number 4 came out last week. Issue number 5 comes out next month. It's an 8-issue miniseries, so make sure you tell your comic book shop to order. I have had some reorders on issue number 1. So thank you very much to everybody who supported The Adventures of Wonder Duck. Make sure you go to your comic book shop, tell them you want the book. And everybody who's pledged to the campaign for the shameless plug, let me know if you got your stuff. If you didn't get your stuff, please hit me up. Go to Get Your Meds on Instagram or go to my website, getyourmeds.com. Send me an email. Let me know, hey, George, I haven't received it. I'll check to see what's going on. I ship everything through pirateship.com, so I should be able to see if things were delivered, where they were delivered or whatever. So, just let me know that you got it. It always helps us when you guys post pictures of the stuff that you've received so that, people go, oh, what is that book? So if you did receive it, post it up there. Let me know that you got it. Thank you very much to everyone who has supported that book and continue to support the book. Pre-orders are coming up for the graphic novel, so I'll let you know when that happens. Sign up to the newsletter because I will be – actually, what I'm going to do, Sam, is I'm going to have people choose the cover. So you're going to vote on which cover I should use for the graphic novel. So make sure you sign up to the newsletter because I will be sending those
Muy
out
bueno. Look at that.
To vote. So vote.
Nice. Mark the vote.
Who do we have next week? Is it Casey?
And the Sunshine Band?
Yeah, baby.
Kellen Lee.
I know we got some really good guests coming up. I know DM Ray will be on the show.
Yeah, we got a lot of guests coming up. Hold on. They're home over. Here we go. Meetings. So next week,
yes,
we have Kerry Chug.
Kerry's back.
And then the week after, we have David William Howard.
Okay.
And then the month of February is just you and me, buddy. Just promoting Cosmic Wars. So we'll be having hot topics and talking to our guests and taking questions and doing raffles and all that kind of stuff. And then we're back in March with guests. With our first one in March will be Ray Jameson.
Yes.
And we have Gary Hodge coming back. We have Greg Martin, Lloyd Calcaterra. We got a lot of people. So we got a bunch of people coming on the show coming up. So
sweet. All right. Well, there it is, everybody.
There it is. With that said, I am Sam, the crazy man, Vera,
Watch the Dreamer Medina.
and we are. It's just easy. It does not. No, it's talking about my friend Aquise. I met him. Say my name, right? This is what you were thinking? Oh, my. He described me. He said, I'm the what?
Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. To Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze. Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.
Candy girl.